Representing the United States, please welcome now, Zhang.
Hard to imagine she's only 17 years of age. We've been watching her since she was 13 years old. She was part of that U.S. sweep of the podium at the World Junior Championships in '07. And here she is, currently in 5th place after the short. 17-year-old from Corona, California.
She's asking a great deal of herself. You can compare pictures of Caroline when she was in the juniors, and she's a tiny little thing. She's maturing, she's growing, she's changing, but she's also changing her jumping technique, which is asking a lot after the success that she's had. A nice reach there for the triple flip and the double toe loop. Beautifully landed. Jump in this program right here, triple Lutz. Again, the reach here, much lower than in the past, but it's just so hard to just make these changes and with all this pressure deliver the goods.
U.S. Championships in 2009 and dropped to 11th place last year. And with the massive disappointment of that placement, decided she really did have to go back and work her technique. Tension, the flexibility, presence. She's have a really high kick on this jump now. It's much lower and much more in control, but still, it's like learning how to skate all over again. It's a lot to ask and then step on international ice. Talked about the fact that her greatest success has come as a 13-year-old, and she longs for that time when she could go back to competing when it was easy.
Can't go home again, Tracy. She was born, by the way, in Boston after her parents came to the U.S. from China. Her dad attended Harvard, moved out west to work in the semiconductor field, taking online classes in high school now.
Well, she struggled with her technique. She's had some success in this program. Scott, what I like is the way, in terms of her focus, she's been able to put a mistake behind her and go after the next jump and not totally get derailed.
She's asked a lot of herself, and even though this program is probably disappointing on many levels, it's a huge step forward for her, and I'm really proud of what she's done.
It wasn't perfect, but she put back-to-back performances that you can watch and be proud of. The effort here in Portland for Caroline Zhang. Another step along the way to getting back to where she was and where she wants to be. You know, the California girl is next. She doesn't live there anymore. She's in Colorado Springs. But Rachel Flack, the U.S. champion, just outside the top 3, currently in 4th place, but very close. She'll be next as we wait for the scores now for Caroline Zhang. And Scott, you mentioned all the different adjustments you have to make in your teenage years in this sport. And now you've got to do that with the schedule so jam-packed under this scoring system.
Well, anytime you change your technique, it's but she used to have a really high kick on that leg when she would reach for the tap, and now it's completely within her control. So much better. And again, it's a lower tap, but it's just, it's not familiar, and everything you need to do under this pressure has to be second nature or muscle memory. And when you're learning how to do all these things over again, you don't have that muscle memory to rely on, so you can just shut off your brain and let your body do what it's trained to do. Your body's still learning. And to make these changes so late in the career, it's admirable because she needed to do it in order to be competitive, and I'm so proud that she stuck to her guns and done it, and that was really a brave performance.
There are falls, and then there are falls. That was a bad fall.
And that was so impressive, the way she was able to recover. Awkward, gets right into your head, but she got up and was able to do the next jump.
Long time for the numbers to come up right now. They must have been taking a look. They have instant replay, the judges do, and the technical specialists probably taking a second, third look at a couple of the elements.
Coach Tammy Gamble, and that's who she joined forces with this summer to rework technique.
So her free skate total 81 plus. You add that to the short program, and she's currently in 5th place, 132.49.
And a lot of these girls, she's used to beating them, handily, and now, she's at a different point in her career. But the changes she's making, she has to make.